Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Art of Creation Homestead. My name is Jason. We're in the kitchen today because, hey, you know what? It's cold outside. There's not a whole lot of growing to do out there, right? So we're in the kitchen, and it's December. We're going to start with a few holiday recipes type things. We've noticed that a lot of people really love a good no-bake cookie. Angela makes the absolute best no-bake cookie. Honestly, it's just amazing. She's perfected it. It's brilliant. It's delicious. And it's simple. So here we go. I have a simple, no-fail, no-bake cookie that she's going to show you how to do, okay?
You want to start by having everything measured out first, because this goes really quick. So you want to have everything measured out and everything ready. You want to have a sheet of wax paper out, either on a cookie sheet, or I just put it on the countertop. As long as you have wax paper out, that's all that matters. And in this pot, I have 1 stick, which is ½ a cup of salted butter. I use salted butter. That makes all the difference in this. If you only have unsalted, you can use unsalted, but you need to add some salt. You need to add probably about 1/4 teaspoon of salt. We have 1 cup of regular granulated sugar. This is one of the things I do different. And we have 1 cup of firmly packed light brown sugar. That splitting the sugars makes all the difference. Then we have 1/3 cup of cocoa powder. And to that, we are going to add ½ a cup of milk. I use whole milk. You get a little richer flavor if you do whole milk. Now over here, we have ½ cup of peanut butter. I'm using creamy. You can use crunchy if you want crunchy. And we have oats here. 3 cups, but this is another variation that I do. I have 2 cups of quick oats and 1 cup of old-fashioned oats. It adds a textural difference, and it makes for a better end product if you split the type of oats. And we also have some vanilla, which you guys know I don't measure vanilla, so it's not pre-measured. So now we are going to take this over to the stove, and we are going to get started cooking it. Now this is a heavy bottom sauce pot. If you have a heavy bottom sauce pot, you can do this over a little higher heat without it scorching or having problems. If your sauce pot is not so heavy bottom, you'll want to turn the heat down to about medium low. I've got it on medium. Now you want to start stirring this in until your butter is melted and both of your sugars are dissolved. And it starts to come to a boil. You want it to come to a boil. And it's not just any kind of boil. You want it to come to a rolling boil that you can't stir down. And I'll show you what that looks like when we're there. Everything is dissolved now. And the sugar's dissolved, the butter's all melted. And see, I'm stirring it and the boil is not stopping. And that's what you want. If the boil is not stopping, then you start your timer for 1 minute. Literally, it only cooks for 1 minute. You want to stir it the entire time. And you want to scrape down the sides of your pot the entire time.
Why is scraping down the pot important?
Because you don't want it to come up the side and get crystallized.
Okay, so it's similar to fudge at this point.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, and I am using a heat-resistant silicone spatula. That's what tends to work best for this, because you can get a clean scrape on your pot with that. You can also use a wooden spoon, but you won't get a clean scrape with the wooden spoon. It's been 1 minute. Now you want to turn off the heat and remove it from the heat. Now to this, we are going to add our ½ cup of peanut butter while the mixture is still really hot and bubbly.
You have to move quick?
You have to move quick.
Okay. Because
you don't want it to set up in your pot. My recipe tends to have a little grace, but not a lot. Now, you put in about 2 teaspoons of vanilla.
A little grace for the amount of time that is?
Yes.
Okay.
You have to be very precise with these measurements, but I'm not precise with the vanilla because that doesn't matter.
It don't matter. Now, it's hot, right? It's very hot.
It's extremely hot, so be careful. And you want to melt in that peanut butter. Do not stir in your oats until the peanut butter is melted in, because sometimes the peanut butter will glop in with the oats, and you won't get a smooth stir.
I can see that. I can see how that would happen too, because I'm looking at it through the camera. I could see how if those oats were to get in that peanut butter, you would just have a ball
of peanut butter and oats.
Yeah, which is not always a bad thing, but it's not what you're looking for here.
No, and it may affect how it sets up because all the ingredients are not mixed in properly.
Right.
Because everything needs to be measured properly and mixed in properly.
Yeah,
with this.
that makes total sense.
If you have a fail a lot with no-bake cookies, a lot of times it's because something isn't measured right.
Now, you need to keep scraping down the sides when you're doing
Yes.
this? Okay.
Yes. You still need to keep scraping down the sides, and you still need to keep making sure everything is stirred in. Making sure you're not having any streaks of peanut butter.
So you need one clean mixture.
Yes. Because right now I'm still getting some streaks of peanut butter.
I can see it.
Now when it's all mixed together, which now it's looking more and more like it's all mixed together, I have my oats measured out on wax paper. You can also measure them out into a bowl, but this is less cleanup, and also you can use the wax paper as a funnel to funnel in your oats. Now, you want to work quickly and stir those oats in, because at this point it's going to start to harden.
But you also put in something colder, right? So once you start putting in colder ingredients,
Yes.
room temperature things, it's going to bring the temperature of the mixture down.
Yes.
And obviously when it cools, as it cools, the temperature comes down, and then that's when the hardening process starts.
Yes. Now, we are going to start dipping them up. Over here, see, you're already starting to get some thickness there. I am using a cookie scoop. This is a large cookie scoop. It's about 1.5 tablespoons size. And you get a much cleaner drop if you do use a cookie scoop. You just take the back of your cookie scoop, flatten it out a little bit.
And they're going to kind of come down on their own, right?
They're going to come down on their own.
Kind of spread on their own.
But you want to kind of pat them down a little bit.
Okay.
And you want to work really quickly. That way it doesn't set up on you. I'll show you what they look like when I get them all set. I got these all dropped, and I can tell by the way they're looking that they're going to set up pretty quickly and pretty easily.
Perfect looking.
But like I said, I've never had this recipe fail me.
It makes 21, right?
And if you use that cookie scoop that I used, which I will leave a link in the description below to it. If you use that cookie scoop, you will pretty much get 21 every time.
Yeah, it's pretty really consistent.
It's very consistent. Now these need to set up. Do not touch them. Do not mess with them. I know it's tempting, but do not mess with them. Leave them alone. It usually takes about an hour, maybe a little longer. It depends on the temperature of your room.
Yeah.
If your room is colder, they'll set faster. If your room is warmer, then it will take a little bit longer. But it takes at least an hour for them to set up enough that you can pull them off of the wax paper and handle them.
All right, these are set up and beautiful texture to them, ready to go. Look at that. Looks awesome. They're perfect. Absolutely perfect. What a delicious no-bake cookie, rich chocolate flavor. There's awesome. You can't. Never had a better no-bake cookie than that. In fact, honestly, I wasn't a massive no-bake cookie fan until Angela started making these like this. She's got big brain, y'all. But those are delicious, straight out of your hand. Or honestly, if you just want to put them with some vanilla ice cream, they're even good that way. We tried that one time with them. They're amazing. You can't think of a better, quick party treat. You know, if you had a Christmas party you're going to, something like that, you need to bring a dessert. Hey, that's easy and quick and delicious. Nice chocolate flavor. If you need something easy and quick and delicious, that's your go-to right here. So thank y'all so much for watching. We do appreciate it. My name is Jason. That's Angela K's Art of Creation Homestead. We love y'all. God bless you and goodbye.